welcome back to the Stroller Communications Group Thunderdome for another Bull with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87 best weekly podcast during the football season. Show about everything and zero tangible content. You come to learn something, as a lot of people do a podcast. Not going to learn it here. Coming at your ass one day a week. Sin Shotgun is the famous Uncle Nick. Follow him on Twitter at Nick Sunday.
I don't think I'm that famous. Am I that famous?
You're famous for having wonky audio levels, which is funny to me.
Well, I'm concerned.
You're the only person that that headset will not work for.
It must be my head. My head's too big for it.
Because of the rotation of the Earth's axis? Does it eclipse the microphone every now and then?
The gravity, it's fluctuating.
We'll go with that. Tell a friend, spread the word, iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio as well. And, it's been an interesting week. Nick, you're finally on the verge of not being homeless again.
Yes, we may have found a condo. I won't jinx it yet, and I'll keep, obviously, our viewers more notified once things get finalized. But, I might have a place of my own.
Now, where is it?
It is located in the city of Fridley, Minnesota.
No one knows where that is.
A few people know where that is. Northern suburbs.
Yeah, we'll go with that. But it'll be good for you to get back on your feet and get the ladies. Because that's what's important here.
Yes, that's actually all I'm doing this for, is for the ladies.
You know, I wouldn't blame you. But you're about to embark at the Great Minnesota Get-Together.
Yes, I took a couple days off during the midweek here, and you got to go to the state fair during the week. There's less people. You can walk around, see a lot more things. You know, the weekends just get packed.
Now, I feel like that's the strategy that a lot of people go, but I don't really understand. So first off, I hate the fair. But second of all, going on the weekends when all the jabronis and their mothers come out, that'd be something. Also, the route I take to the studios and Blue Door goes straight through the fairground. So I've been taking alternate routes, and even the alternate routes are packed with parking because they set up some enterprising individual sets up a parking lot on Snelling, like 5 miles away from stupid fairgrounds, and they're like, "Hey, we'll pack my minibus full of people, park here, $20."
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, it makes a lot of money for everyone around there.
Except for the people who go. Yeah, I like the people who actually go for the actual state fair stuff, like the pig judging contest. That's a good pig. That's not a good pig. That's a good pig, but not as good as the first pig. Or the seed art. Don't Google seed art, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sure I can find many dirty things.
There's a lot of Picassos out there. Yeah. But yeah, it's devolved into an eating and drinking orgy, which there's nothing wrong with that. But I just think it's funny that this actually started off as the agriculture showcase. You know, the 4-H people getting together.
Yeah, and you do see that stuff, and I respect that stuff is still there.
Yeah.
But
no,
I mean,
you see that stuff, but except you're like, oh, hey, look at that. I'll get a corn dog or a churro. Yeah. And also, we got Look What You Made Me Do playing in the background. Well, what was your thought on the single?
When I first heard it, I didn't think too much of it, but I wanted to give it a couple listens through, and it gets catchy. It gets catchier the more you listen to it. I don't mind it at all. It's kind of the next generation of the next segment of what Taylor Swift's new album is.
Is it weird that she came in as a whiny little country star?
You know, a lot of people. This is a general evolution, though, because think of Britney Spears. She was the pop Disney princess, and then she got a little bit edgier with "Oops, I Did It Again,"
and then she synced up with George W. Bush, and every time he had to screw up, she did something batshit crazy to take the heat off. That's actually a conspiracy.
Yeah, which is a nuts theory.
Is it though?
I think it's crazy. Yeah. But then she does stuff like Toxic. So
hold on.
Why? Oh, 'cause she's dead.
She's dead.
Look what you made me do.
So
I think the song is catchy, except for the hook. I feel like is very sophomoric.
well, something I'm surprised I didn't catch on this, but this hook is you have to play the song. It's I'm Too Sexy. The writers of I'm Too Sexy get credit for the song. I'm too sexy for my too sexy. So a 90s thing.
Wow, that's weird. Oh, yeah, Right Said Fred needed to eat.
Yeah.
Although they probably didn't even write that song.
I just think, I bet you're going to hear the song at strip clubs. I think it's going to be a good strip club song. Girls dancing to that.
Because nothing gets guys rock hard like saying, oh, you looking for Taylor? Yeah, she dead.
No, the whole look what you made me do. I think that's a good lick. But I mean, you go from Taylor Swift, that country princess, to like pop, and now it's like this is edgy pop. I mean, it's written in the stars. This is the thing she had to do next, and I'm interested what her album in November is going to be.
I feel like people are very polarized on it. A lot of people say that she's just trying to become Beyonce. Speaking of hook, I need to cleanse my palate.
I'm sorry, I got to sit down while I sing.
I love Blues Traveler. I feel like if I went to a concert, this would be the type of concert I want to go to, where it's just chill. Like, no one's raving, no one's mosh pitting at a Blues Traveler concert. Everyone's sitting down on the Rascals.
They're all sitting down now.
Yeah, everyone's chill.
And weren't they at the end of the one movie we just watched, Kingpin?
Yeah, they play for the Amish. And the Amish started off standoffish at first, as the Amish are tend to do. I like the Amish, by the way. They decided like the perfect amount of technology that they should incorporate in they should allow in their world is like 1894. And then just shutting everything else. It'd be like us shutting it down in the 90s at 8 tracks. Or, like Guardians of the Galaxy, Star-Lord. He gets kidnapped in the late 80s, and that's his level of technology and cultural references.
His cultural references, his technology is space technology, because he's like flying and shooting laser guns.
Yeah, except you have spaceships, which
play 8-track tapes.
Yeah. And you can improve on it, like you haven't come up with MP4 yet. Yeah, but who knows? So we got the game. We have How Old They Be Funny People edition, so we'll get to that. Also got the news, a lot going on with Conor McGregor and the other guy, the wife beater. And the wife beater prevailed. A lot more exciting fight than it probably should have been. What's going on with Houston, etc., but we'll get all that. But I have some important things to talk about. So I got some free Lululemon.
Ooh.
Yeah. What had happened is I made, kind of a offhanded, snide remark about saying, because I had to go to the gym in the morning one day because we had stuff to do the afternoon. And the morning crew is suburban, well-kept ladies and guys that were former executives that got golden parachutes and now have nothing better to do. But you can tell that they're about to like off themselves if they don't get get back in the game. If they don't get back office singing, anytime soon.
Okay.
Yeah. So everyone is like, there's a lot of Botox, there's a lot of hair dye number 5, and there's a lot of Lululemon, and that was part of the tweet. And then I get replied to by Lululemon men, and they said, hey, slide into the DMs and we'll send you stuff. So I got the stuff in the mail today. So I'm wearing the shirt and the shorts right now. How much do you think the shirt cost?
All right, I'm staring at Andy right now.
It is it's a nice material. It's light, it's airy, it breathes. It's meant to be worked out in. It's extremely comfortable, but overall, it looks like a nondescript sort of gray and black patterned shirt.
Yeah, it looks like a very nice shirt. I would say $20.
$78 was the retail price.
Whoa!
Yeah, $78 for a shirt that you get at Target for $12.
Does it make you dinner? Does it make you fly?
Oh, all right. So guess what? How much the shorts cost? Just they're lightweight, light fabric. Maybe you describe them as like longer bicycle shorts. Guess the price.
$30?
$68.
So you're wearing over $100 of clothing.
Yeah, and I would not if I did not get it for free.
I'm a big guy, and my clothing pricing isn't cheap, but damn, not that expensive.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
And I get the appeal. This is very comfortable clothing, but if you took the labels off, and by the way, there's like very few labels on the Lululemon stuff anyways. If you completely took the labels off, I wouldn't be able to tell the difference between this and the Target shirt or the Kohl's shirt or whatever. Active from their activewear section. At the Kohl's where it's marked off 80% clearance. Yeah. What really you brought it in as normal price, jacked up the price times 5, and then cut it down 80%? Yeah, because I'm Kohl's.
We should do that test. Buy a Target something shirt and Lululemon. So, I mean, it's pretty much making money off of its name, right?
Well, yeah. It's all branding. It's all marketing. And it is you're selling a lifestyle. You're selling a air of superiority. And you'll see this whether it's clothing, a vodka, or a gym. I mean, gym's a little different because gym you're actually paying for quality, but with vodka, a vodka is a vodka is a vodka. I mean, there's a reason why even the best taste testers in the world can't tell the difference between Grey Goose and Ciroc and Smirnoff and Grey Wolf. Well, maybe not Siberian Wolf, but whatever. And the reason why they cost so different is that you're paying for that brand. You're paying for so you can roll up with a bottle of Grey Goose as opposed to a bottle of Smirnoff. Ah, yes. Yeah, it's Soviet Russia. We drink you.
So, okay, how long have you had it now?
What?
The clothing.
Today.
Okay, so I'm assuming there should at least be somewhat of a... Since I don't know anything more about Lululemon besides they're expensive, I'm assuming
And Asian people can't pronounce the name.
Lululemon. Lululemon. Oh, that's mean. But I'm assuming the quality is good, though. So, as I said, I don't know too much about Lululemon. Lululemon, send me stuff. And I just want to know if it's a good quality, then I think it'd be worth the price. Like, if that shirt's going to could be actively worn for years and not have, like, wear or tear,
I'm sure it's a notch higher quality, and it feels great. And I always find and wear clothes that are extremely comfortable. But if you did like the Mythbusters cycle and you washed it 5,000 times, it might hold up an extra couple hundred as opposed to the Target one.
Okay.
Yeah. Huh. All right. So going into the Kohl's thing again. Here's what they do. So say, let's not use a shirt. Say you have a suit. You have a suit that was made in Mexico or Taiwan or Venezuela or Vietnam or whatever, and you bring that suit over. It costs you with freight. We'll say it costs $38 in material, freight, labor, etc. And if you do thousands, tens of thousands of them, you can get that cost down. Fine. All right, so you have a suit for $38 in materials, and putting in the overhead with labor and the lights and the lease on the property, et cetera, that all factors in. And say you have to sell that suit for $50. Yeah, that's the break-even point. So they will list that suit at $800. And then they'll mark it off at 75% off. So that they'll be like, oh, I'm getting an $800 suit for $200. Except they're still baking in a 300% profit on it because they're making $150 profit when their total cost is probably about $50. So they're still making bank on that. That's a hell of a return, 300%. And you feel like you're getting a good deal. It's like, oh. So it's kind of a win-win.
Are there any rules? I know nothing about business. Are there any rules where companies would have to show these type of prices? I mean, could I call JCPenney and be like, hey, I just bought these khaki pants for $50.
No, Kohl's has gotten in trouble with the FTC before and other stores. Maybe not specifically Kohl's, but those discount retailers have gotten in trouble in like truth in labeling laws, and also it's not exactly a great practice. I mean, if just mark it as a $200 suit, right?
That just sounds Such a weird system to think about.
It's America. Would not rather have would not want a different system.
Well, I mean, who as a kid, growing up, like, I want to be a fireman when I grow up. I want to be a doctor when I grow up. I want to be the person in charge of setting prices at retail stores so we still make a profit, but make it sound like that we're saving you a lot of money. Who comes up with it?
Profit motive, and those jobs pay you money and allows you to get a nice car and not look like a piece of crap, and then get the ladies, which at the end of the day, that's what it's all about. Humping and procreating.
We did talk about that earlier, and I agree with you.
Yeah, because we are really, like, we're multi-celled organisms, but our needs are pretty basic when you strip away the thin veneer of civilization.
I can see that now.
Humping. All right, let's play the game.
Celebrities are old.
69, dudes!
The question is, how old?
Get off my lawn.
Time for another rousing round of how old they be.
Greg
I
Robinson.
can't let you in because you're old as fuck. For this club, not, for the earth.
Who's the old guy who says the intro there? Not Greg Robinson, I'm talking about.
I don't know. Anyways, so if first time listening to the show, here is the game. Producer Allie has given us 11 people, and Nick and I try and guess their age. If you're right on the money, you get 5 points off, and if you're off, you subtract it from the age, and that's your score. Lowest score wins, just like golf. Play along at home. It is a hoot and a nanny. It is a hoot nanny. All right, so funny people list. Got 11 names. Here we go. First one, Sacha Baron Cohen. Sacha Baron Cohen. Known for movies Borat, The Dictator. Bruno. Bruno is not good. I think he kind of shot his wad with Borat. Although The Dictator did have his moments. And, of course, the Ali G show. Booyaka Shah. All right, so Sacha Baron Cohen. All right, Nick, you locked in?
I'm locked in.
I'm going to say he is 43.
I said 38.
38. Sacha Baron Cohen is 45.
Oh.
Nice. Next up, Ricky Jerome Ezekiel Gervais. The original Office, the British version, I think his character name is David Brent. Also, The Invention of Lying, and also the Golden Globes. That one time. Ricky Gervais. All right, so he's older, except I feel like British people are always older than you would think. But, I don't know. You ready to go?
Yep.
All right, so Ricky Gervais, I'm going to say is 48.
I said 48 too.
Ricky Gervais is 56. Oh, damn it.
Wow, he's been out there for a while.
The British thing. Older than you think. Numero tres, Jonah Hill. Fat Jonah Hill in Superbad. Skinny-ish Jonah Hill in 21 Jump Street. Fat Jonah Hill in Wolf of Wall Street again. The guy has a lot of range. He does. All right, so Jonah Hill. Male actors are always sneaky old because it takes a while to break in. And they're always portraying younger characters. Jonah Hill, I'm going to say, is 36.
I said 34.
34. Jonah Hill is 33. Oh. Ooh, that one hurt. Next up, numero 4 of 11, Mindy Kaling, The Mindy Project, also The Office. Low-key, Mindy Kaling's character on The Office is one of my favorites. She's good.
She's funny.
Yeah. All right, so Mindy Kaling, I know that it took her a while to get going in Hollywood. She worked behind the scenes before getting in front of the camera. She's awesome. She's a badass. Man. I don't know. The cliche is that black people are hard to tell their age. I feel like Asian and Indians are also in that same category.
I was gonna ask you, do you know what her ethnicity is?
I believe she's Indian.
Indian, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna guess Mindy Kaling is 38.
I said 36.
36. Mindy Kaling is 38.
Wow, nice.
Nailed it. I was fully expecting for that to be 22, and then I'd be very mad.
No, because she had
Yeah.
no, because we were watching her as a kid, and no way she's.
Well, you were
11.
watching her as a kid because you're creepy.
Whatever.
Number 5, Johnny Knoxville. Jackass and Bad Grandpa. He is not a good actor.
I don't think he's too bad. I just don't think he just finds the right roles. Big Trouble.
Oh, yeah. Producer Alec completely glossed over his Academy Award nominated role in Big Trouble. The hell?
That's a great movie. Allie, you should go watch it.
It's on YouTube, everyone. Just go watch it. All right, so Johnny Knoxville. I think he's going to be sneaky old. I'm going to say he is 46.
I said 47.
47. Johnny Knoxville is 46.
Oh, no
Wait,
way.
no. Was that say 46 or 45? Oh, it says 46. Sucker.
No way. This is so rigged.
It is. Next up, Jane Lynch. Jane Lynch of The 40-Year-Old Virgin, Glee, also was in everything like 5 years ago. Yeah, she had a run. Jane Lynch. Man. It's tough with Jane Lynch because you could say any from 38 to 58, and I believe you. Jane Lynch, I'm going to say is 52.
I said 55.
55. Jane Lynch, 57.
Oh, okay. Help
Like
out
I
a
said,
little bit.
38 to 58. I should have said 58. Oh, 5 names remaining. Number 7, Steve Martin. Steve Martin, famous for Man of the House. That's it.
What? No.
Wait, no. I don't think he was in that movie. Anyways, what was the movie he was in with Queen Latifah?
I think that was Man of the House because
Was it?
something like she had to live with him or something.
I vaguely remember it because they kept showing his phone as like a Chekhov's gun, and then it stopped a bullet at the end of the movie. It's like, oh yeah, because of course it did. Otherwise, why'd you show a stupid phone? Like he was all up on it. It's like, oh, look at my phone. It can't access the internet because this is 1998. All right, so Steve Martin. He's never had dark hair. He came out looking like Silver Fox. No, he came out looking like Anderson Cooper. Steve Martin, man. All right, so
this is a little tricky. I don't know.
He could be 70. He really could. I'm gonna say 69 because it's funny.
I said 68.
68. Steve Martin is 72.
Ooh.
So how'd you know? Because he looks exactly the same as he did 20 years ago.
That you're not lying. Yeah, he looks exactly like he did in the 90s.
Maybe banjo keeps you young.
No.
4 names to go. Number 8, Bette Midler. Hocus Pocus, First Wives Club. Now, I always confuse her and who's the other one? The singer. Oh, Barbra Streisand.
Oh, that's because they're the same people.
All right, so Streisand is the one married to James Brolin, right?
Yes. I think so.
All right, Bette Midler. Oh, boy. She might be 80.
Actually, wait. No, I'm changing mine. Okay.
Admitting. Was she in Death Becomes Her?
Death Becomes Her. That's my favorite Bette Midler movie.
That was pretty good. We might have to watch that. Hocus Pocus, First Wives Club. The wife has this weird thing where she has to watch Hocus Pocus every Halloween. I don't get it.
I know if my friend Melanie, she loves that movie. It's okay.
It's not even a Halloween movie.
Kind of.
It's clearly an Arbor Day movie. All right, so because they're riding around on trees.
No, what? No.
Bette Midler, I'm going to say, is 77.
I said 70.
It's going to be big. Bette Midler, 71.
Yes.
That hurt.
Help me out a little bit.
Yeah, that made up just as much as 5-point deduction, Nick. It's pretty big for you.
I think he still had just barely, though.
3 names to go. Number 9, Amy Poehler. Polar Bear, Parks and Rec, Inside Out, SNL. Love me some Amy Poehler. She's gonna be the same strata as Tina Fey. Tina's got to be early to mid 40s, right? Amy, she's got a very youthful look. Like I feel like she's looked the same since. Oh, Upright Citizens Brigade. I remember her from UCB when it was on TV.
I don't think I ever watched that.
All right, so Amy Poehler, I will say, is 42.
I said 44.
44. Amy Poehler is 45. Ah, damn it! I was gonna say 45 too. Shit. I was just trying to. I was trying to give her credit because I like her. Two names ago. Sarah Silverman. Sarah Silverman. Jesus is Magic. Wreck-It Ralph. Also famous for dating Jimmy Kimmel. I'm effing Matt Damon.
Being famous for. It just sounds so weird.
I'm effing Matt. Oh, we're looking that up after the break. All right, so Sarah Silverman, talented comic. I'm gonna say she is. Well, all right, so Kimmel's got to be 50-ish, right? And I know she's not exactly age appropriate. Is she 40 though? I'm gonna say 38.
Oh, God damn it. I might be way off. I said 45.
45. I might regret this one. Sarah Silverman is 46.
Oh my gosh, that helped me so much.
That one hurt. Last but not least, a guy who I actually think might be dead. Rip Torn.
Wait. The show movie is just called Story?
Men in Black, Dodgeball, a True Underdog Story.
Okay, I'm like, dude, what?
All right, so Rip Torn. Also great name because it's two verbs in place of two nouns.
Wait, is he in Super Troopers?
No,
That's not him,
that's Brian Cox.
Brian Cox. Okay, I think I get those two mixed up.
Ooh, Rip Torn wasn't down Periscope, though. Fantastic movie.
Great movie.
Kelsey Grammer. Love that. That's a Rip Torn. Oh, your Filipino buddy Rob Schneider also in there.
He plays a bad guy in it.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
Axel Pascal here. Rip Torn, I'm going to say is... God, could he be 90? No. Because it's sterile, and I like the taste. Rip Torn, I'm going to say 87.
Wow, I said 70.
70. This might be it. Rip Torn is...
86? No way! And Andy just won it.
Oh, it feels so good.
86 Rip Torn?
Yeah. Well, to add more suspense, right now the resolution on the TV screen is really high, so the number is really small. So, yeah. All right, so the final score of... I got 2 point deductions. All right, so I got 29. Nick got 44. Bring it on in. Yes. It's okay, Nick.
I would have been close if that last one wasn't so off.
Actually, let's see. Limiting the last one. And then it becomes... we would have been tied with the two 5-point deductions.
Yeah, I guess I just saw no Rip Torn.
Wow, it's crazy that the game was decided in that one. Oh well. We'll be right back with more Bull and Andy Carlson. So 2016 sucked for the Vikings, and also for a number of other reasons I heard, but it's okay. 2017 is upon us. Vikings fans, let's get going. All off-season, Purple for the Win coming right at you through free agency, the draft, and OTAs and training camp. Here we go. Get the show on 1500 ESPN, Podcast One, and the Podcast One app. And come back into the Stroller Communication Group studios, baby. And you know what is going on. You want more sales. And how do you do more sales in 2017? Web presence, digital marketing, a website that's actually geared up for the late aughts. Yeah, because that's the decade we're in, the aughts. So let Stroller Communications Group set you up with a website that is blazing fast and mobily optimized, and you're not leaving all the riffraff that your nephew said that he could hook you up. Also, he's controlling your tweeters. Nah, ain't working. Have them take over your social media, your digital marketing, your website, your public relations, everything, and let you focus on what matters. Making money. Do it. Find out more, scgpr.com, Stroller Communications Group. All right, Nick, let's do some news.
You are fake news. Sir, go ahead.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Ain't got time to believe. You can't handle the truth.
The news with Uncle Nick.
Yeah, that George Bush does not care about black people. Topical because of the hurricane. Let's talk about Houston first.
Houston, okay. Yeah, nothing's going on with Houston. Back to you, Andy. No, I'm kidding. If you've been under a bridge or if you've been hiding under a rock, big news with Houston, the massive hurricane that came in with Harvey earlier this past weekend is still causing trouble. And
It gonna rain.
And it's going to rain is an understatement on it. It has been raining, I think, up to 2 feet of rain, I believe, and even though like the hurricane is pretty much kind of diminished category size, it's still causing torrential downpours throughout Houston, going into Louisiana. I have family in Louisiana that's showing their houses are getting flooded. It's pretty horrible out there.
Yeah, I like the people who said they should evacuate the city, except apparently they did that in the early 2000s, something they call Hurricane Rita. And getting thousands of people on the highways in late August heat in Houston, that's not a great idea. You'll have people panic, drive off the road, you'll have wrecks, you'll have cars overheating. And the thing about Houston is the highways. The reason why you see all the video and the pictures of like, oh, look at the highway before and look at it after. Well, look at the shape, because they're actually designed to be secondary spillways for when the marshes around Houston can't handle all the rainwater. Mm-hmm. The water is designed to go into the major highways. So yes, people can't use the interstates. They got to stay put, which is fine, except that sucks up a lot of the rainwater. And actually, that's probably helped save a couple people's homes, because there's certain areas of Houston that are buried, some that barely have any water, especially like the north end of town. And I mean, it's all just like stupid. Like, oh, why don't WNBA players make the same as NBA players? Because they make different revenue streams, etc. It's sort of like pie in the sky in a vacuum. Good vibes feelings. Like, yeah, let's move 5 million people in the Houston metro area and just move them to Utah or Billings, Montana. Just we need the genie from
I dream a genie.
Yeah. Ding. Just wiggle her nose. 5 million people. Bam.
Yeah, that was Bewitched. But
yeah. Oh, whatever.
Well, I mean, and the big thing with this story lately is there's a lot of good pros and cons. A lot of news stories coming out all over with this, with a number of good charities that are coming in to help. But then when you have the good charities, you have the frickin' scammer a-hole people who pretend to be an insurance company that says like, oh yeah, we'll come help you so and so, but take your money, And a lot of people who didn't leave their homes, it's understandable, because situations like this, I think Katrina was an example where if you evacuate your homes, some no good thugs are going to come in, break in, and steal all your stuff. It's pretty harsh. And the one news story I had to print out and post for our podcast was island of fire ants. Yes, animals that are trying to survive this hurricane. One particular group is the fire ants, and there have been pictures of these like huge balls of fire ants clinging together to stay afloat, and like they're warning you, like, dude, stay away from these freaking fire ants. If you go near them,
that'd be a terrible way to go. In a flood, you're swimming, trying not to drown, and what was the cause of death? Fire ants.
Yeah, it's crazy. The pictures they show, just how ants work and stuff. It's very fascinating, but from a science perspective. But they're fire ants. If you get near one, they will find a way to survive and eat you alive. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's funny. Like 2 weeks ago, we were talking about how we're a nation of Nazis and white supremacists, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like when we run out of problems, when we run out of existential threats, like it was us against Soviet Union during the Cold War, sort of us versus Russia now, but then us versus the hurricane here, Independence Day, us versus the aliens. We're really good at rallying the troops and, well, maybe not the troops, but just rallying together and getting through a terrible situation, which I think is 99% of human nature. But when there's nothing bad going on, we start fighting amongst each other. And then, 89 jabronis with tiki torches, all of a sudden we're a completely terrible nation, and one unhinged dude runs over a group of people. Yeah, and then all of a sudden that's a reflection on how it is in our nation. No, not really. And one of the coolest things about it is the Cajun Navy. I love those guys. Yeah, everyone with a boat. The guy who bought a fishing boat 5 years ago and is trying to make and used it twice and still making payments on it. Yeah, all of a sudden he's like the old lady who's yelling at him to sell the boat. He's like, "Well, good thing I didn't sell that boat. Now shut the hell up." And it's cool that they're going door to door and saving people and taking them to safety. And you see, there's no discrimination on who's getting saved, on who's doing the saving. Black, white, Jew, Gentile, Muslim. It really does not matter in times like this, which is, I think, much more an accurate portrayal of who we are, as opposed to racists and Nazis. Remember 2 weeks ago, Confederate statue was the biggest problem. Now we got real problems.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the scammers. Actually, I had some experience. I completely forgot about this until today. But my childhood home got flooded in, let's say, the mid-2000s, early 2000s. And we had to gut the basement. The upstairs was basically fine. But there was a glut of people going around and trying to scam on insurance or on home repairs and stuff. And luckily, we avoided all of that. But I just remember there was this one guy who was from Indiana, and he was a contractor. He retired, got grandkids, that whole thing. But he just drove up with his truck that he still had, full of supplies, and he brought another truck or two full of drywall and wiring and outlets and stuff, and he just went door to door and fixed people's basements. That's all he did all day, just by himself. Just put up drywall. Everyone had gutted everything, so it was basically just him putting stuff back. Wiring, drywall, plumbing, painting. It was awesome.
A legit guy doing it.
Yeah, legit guy is he would not let anyone pay him. He was just going around and costing him out of pocket, time away from family, time, money for all the supplies, and he's just doing it because he's a good person.
The world needs more people like that.
Yeah, so I shot him in Reno.
I can see you shooting someone.
Yeah, but Houston will rebuild. It'll take a long time. I mean, look how long it took Houston to come back together. But there's some positive.
Oh, sorry.
New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's my bad. It's late. But eventually Houston will come back. It'll be stronger, and it's still going to be humid as hell. The hurricane's not going to cut through the humidity down there.
Did you hear the stories? I think Houston, because Houston and Dallas were supposed to play a game, I believe.
Yeah, they moved it to Dallas.
Okay, they moved it to Dallas.
Yeah.
I think J.J. Watt was trying to get the NFL to let all the proceeds of this game to go to people of the Houston area. So that's pretty nice. I don't know if it's going to happen.
The NFL will, because they're all about PR and optics, and it's great what teams do. I think the Texans donated $1 million, the Houston Rockets donated $4 million, and J.J. Watt, even though I think he's kind of a tool and very aware of his how he's portrayed in the media, but it's really awesome how he started up a charity drive, and they as of earlier this evening they had $3.4 million. I think their goal is $4 million. So I mean that's awesome. Using your public image as good It's really cool. And as if there's any silver lining in like terrible situations like this, it does show that humans are inherently good. Despite what the news tries to hammer home. Yeah.
Okay, I agree.
It's in your face. All right, let's talk about fighting.
Fighting. All right. Moving on to Las Vegas. The big fight of the century, could you say? Maybe not. I'm not sure.
Well, Pacquiao and Mayweather definitely wasn't the fight of the century.
For so many reasons we will talk about off air because I don't want to talk about it right now. But as expected, Floyd Mayweather has defeated Conor McGregor in the 10th round, TKO. And will this be Floyd Mayweather's last fight? He's saying yes. Being 50-0, I mean, that's an incredible record.
I mean, it should be. Mm-hmm. And Floyd, outside the ring, has been just as good as inside the ring. Well, boxing-wise, not domestically. But the way he picks his opponents, whether they're too early, before they get into the peak of their career, or way too late, and he's just the same. Yeah, and he is not one of he is the best defensive boxer of all time. But he won't get the love because he's a scumbag off the ring, away from the ring, and also I feel like the gaudiness, the haughtiness, the showing off all the cash, I think that rubs people the wrong way. And his style of boxing is just not entertaining. It really isn't. He's no Sugar Ray Leonard. He's no Roberto Duran. He's no Muhammad Ali. He's not even Oscar De La Hoya in terms of entertainment value. Mm-hmm. But you can't take anything away from his record.
I'll never forget the Pacquiao fight. Anyway,
where Manny was on steroids and had a bad shoulder.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that. But I was unable to watch the fight. Were you able to see it?
I was able to watch it through perhaps unscrupulous means.
Anyway, from what I'm hearing with the fight, it kind of gone as I think it should have been. Conor McGregor was actually holding his all during the first 2 or 3 rounds, and then slowly got tired, and then Mayweather defeated him in the 10th. And as you were saying, Mayweather is a fantastic defensive fighter. However, all you need is one lucky punch, and McGregor, I think, was doing all he could to maybe try to getting him knocked out, maybe within the first 3 rounds. But McGregor's not used to boxing in this style, and obviously it's shown that he got too winded, and Mayweather was able to just get the right combos in to do a TKO. So I don't know what it says about McGregor's career, though. I'm assuming he's not done. I think he's gonna. I don't know if he wants to stay with boxing or maybe
he'll go back to NBA or MMA, and he's. Did I say NBA? It's late. He's going back to MMA, and he'll be a bigger superstar than ever there because even though he lost, quote unquote lost, he didn't get embarrassed. He showed himself well, and he has some skill. And I actually think he won the first 3 rounds before Floyd settled into a groove. I feel like Floyd was just sort of testing him too, or I want to know how much was bet on a decision in the 10th round for Mayweather. I really do, because I wouldn't put it past Floyd to be like, all right, I'm going to let this kid stick around until round X, and then I'll give it to him just to make more money. Because the odds on a per round basis had to be pretty big.
And something I want to do a little bit more research on is all the money that this thing generated. Was it? I think HBO or whoever was hosting a Showtime. I think it was like $89.99 or $99.99 to view the fight, and all the betting. I've seen some internet articles saying that if McGregor would have won this fight, it would have broken the scoreboards.
It would have broken the books. It would have been almost as bad as when the 99 Rams won the Super Bowl, because they started out as 201 underdogs.
That's insane.
Yeah. And the way that RJ Bell described it is that a lot of the early money was on Mayweather, and then a lot of money came in late on McGregor. People wanting a taste of the action, taking the underdog. That's usually what happens. And but Conor did really well. I'm surprised he got winded because he trains in a sport where you try to murder another man using all available tools except for kicking in the groin and striking downward with your fist, which also he tried to do a couple times to Floyd, which is funny, for 25 minutes, and you get winded in a boxing match. It's weird.
One more thing about the purses here. I'm trying to figure out how much money everyone's making. Gosh, I want to know how much Mayweather has made total in his fights. I'm seeing numbers up to $100 million for Mayweather easily. McGregor up to $30 million guaranteed, but would expect maybe to make up to 75 by Wikipedia here. I mean, these people don't need to work a day in their life again. But Mayweather has been doing this for years. Yeah. Many fights he's been making. You would think he was a billionaire if he didn't wave his money around like a fucking like a fucking 5-year-old.
No, he wastes his money. There's a reason why he couldn't pay his IRS bill. That's why he needed this fight to pay off his back taxes, which is sort of pathetic with all the astronomical figures that he's made, especially with the Pacquiao fight and with this one. But that's what athletes do. They go broke. Doesn't matter what sport. It can be basketball, football, baseball. But maybe I want to hear about broke baseball players, except for Kurt Schilling. Or broke hockey players, except for Jack Johnson of the Predators, but that's because his parents were scumbags and blew all his money. I don't know why I know this. I don't even like hockey.
But you like money, though, and money. You know all the stories.
Money, money, money. Also.
I don't even know what city I'm in anymore, to be honest.
I love Sarah Silverman.
Anyway, I've been thinking about you a lot.
This song is way better than...
I've been needing to tell you
something.
Look What You Made Me Do.
No.
I don't know why I haven't, but it's important. I mean, we've been together for so long, over 5 years, and I still haven't told you.
That's funny because they're not together now.
Nope.
Here it goes. I'm Matt Damon.
She's Matt Damon.
I'm sorry, but it's me. I'm Matt Damon.
She's Matt Damon.
I'm not imagining it's you.
I like that they bleep it.
Matt Damon.
On the bed, on the floor, on a towel by the door, in the tub, in the car, up against the minibar.
I'm Matt Damon.
She's Matt Damon.
While you're drinking Diet Snapples. I said I'm Matt Damon.
She said she's Matt Damon. Hey, Kimmel, how do you like them apples? Get it? It's like, because I'm like talking about her breasts.
His famous line from Rounders.
Yeah, it's funny. Hey, Jim, don't take it bad. Remember all the good times we had. Like the time we went fishing and we caught a bunch of fish. Then you puked in the bucket of fish that we caught.
What?
Knock, knock.
Who's that knocking at my door? I fuck who?
I'm Matt Damon.
She's Matt Damon.
It's a good thing that producer Ali brought up Sarah Silverman, because I forgot how much I like that.
I can't believe we just watched that.
Yeah. And that's the news.
The news with Uncle Nick.
From the entire Channel 4 news team, I'm Veronica Corningstone.
And I'm Ron Burgundy. Go yourself, San Diego.
Someone you shouldn't F with is a Bad Larry's Cold Hard Coffee. 6% ABV, 200 milligrams caffeine. I could probably use one right now. And here's what's going to happen. Tailgating season is coming up. Football. Whether like the college team, whether like pro team, you're going to want to be awake for things. And also, what's the point of football without catching a buzz? Brewed with delicious cold brewed coffee. And please drink responsibly because you're going to need to. Total Wine and other fine retailers across the great Twin Cities, all the suburbs, even Fridley. Probably not, because they have nothing there, because they're garbage. That's a bad place. Drinkbadlarry.com.
What?
I don't know. Nick, what you got coming up this week besides hopefully landing that condo.
Well, I am going to go to State Fair this week. I'm pretty excited to. I know you don't like the place, but it's always been a childhood
You're
place.
going to puke in the bucket of fish.
No, I am going to pig out on some fun, tasty foods, walk around, see some things, and go and buy some useless junk.
If there's a challenge where you had to go around the State Fair every single day and consume 11,000 calories a day, do you think you could do it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, every day.
11,000 calories is a lot. Even with all even with all the fried foodness, and that adds up to empty calories. So, like The Rock eats 5,400 calories a day.
Okay.
Michael Phelps at his height, I think, was eating like 8.
Okay, so your number was okay. I could maybe do 5,400 calories.
Oh, no. We said 11 for a reason.
11,000 calories. Yeah. How much calories is in a Pepsi?
No, we're gonna find a reference. 150, I think. Calories in a fried Oreo. Or no, well, what do you like? You like corn dogs, right? 156 calories in a in a fried Oreo. So calculation: beep, bop, 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 boop, and 11,000 divided by 156 is 70.5 fried Oreos. I feel like that's doable.
Over a whole day, maybe, but
the hardest part is so there's 460 calories in a corn dog. So 11,000 divided by 460, 23.9 corn dogs.
I could probably do 20 corn dogs in a day.
Wow, that 11,000 does not. Yeah, that 11,000 doesn't go as far as it used to.
Well, we have to think about.
Everything's deep fried and carby.
Well, if there's any nutritionists out there, I would because I feel like there has to be a food out there that's like that's like a misleading. Like you think it would only be a couple calories, but it's not, or something. There must be like a mystery food or something, like a donut.
Like nuts? Nuts are very calorie dense.
Are they really?
Yeah.
So if I had like a nutty deep fried bar or something, there must be like a deep fried Snickers maybe has like 1,000 calories or something.
I don't think those are even real peanuts. I really don't. Anyways, so that's what Nick's got going on. Our stuff, Purple for the Win, keeps rolling on. Preseason wrapping up. Oh, we're going to eat a crap ton of sushi this weekend. I'm really excited for that.
Am I invited?
You can go. Yeah. And if you enjoy the show, tell a friend, spread the word, add to the Jerome Homie Army. Thanks, producer Allie, for making us not so stupid today. We'll catch you next week. Again, Bull is weekly during the football season. But for Nick, I'm Andy, saying Annyeong, sayonara, and bye-bye. Talk to you next week.
Thanks for listening to Bull with Andy Carlson, Minnesota's 87th best daily podcast. Download the show on iTunes. Everyone's middle name is Jerome.